Welcome to the New Than This podcast. We're two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, talk. We do things on the internet. It's Sunday, it's late afternoon, and I slept like garbage. It's episode 325. My name is Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
And this is already off the rails. Guys, I'm gonna drink some mint tea and Diana's gonna let you know what we're gonna do this week.
We have got what's in our cup? Woolly Workings and Wool Gathering. And I cannot cut my own yarn, apparently. There we go. Success.
In the super classy, really old daughter mug, which has got a really lovely thing. It was a gift from my dad. He has two daughters. There are two daughter mugs in the family. One's mine, one's my sister's. I have some of that mint tea that we found that we're like, why?
Oh, the tea pigs stuff?
Yeah, the tea pigs mint tea. No, guys, I'm showing you the box here. It literally it's tea pigs.
It's minty fresh.
It's hilarious. It's a really good mint tea. Like, I really hope some of it survives till you get back. Probably not. We're dangerous when we get into tea anywhere. Tea aisles, tea stores, tea paraphernalia. Diana and I are it's dangerous.
Makes it sound like we're into something else.
It really does. Well, think about it. Tea. We both collect mugs. I have some teapots, several teapots of different sizes, shapes, varieties. We both have several thermoses. I have
so many thermoses. I have to clear out my cupboards again, and I don't even know how that happened because I've definitely done that not that long ago.
I have a large traveling thermos shaped like a teapot.
Why is it shaped like a teapot?
Don't know. We've had it ever since I was a child. It's just my turn to have it because I love it, and I fill it with tea. For like summer things, I fill it with sweet tea, so it's good. Thermos, right? It goes both ways. But the thermos is really old because I remember drinking out of it when we lived up north.
Oh dear, that's very old.
That's very old, and it is a honking huge standing teapot shape. But you unscrew the lid and you look on the inside, and it's a thermos.
Okay.
It holds a lot of liquid. But that's what it does. So paraphernalia. I mean, I've got different measuring things for loose tea. I've got 5 or 6 different types of loose tea infusers. We both eyeball cold brew infuser. Like we're
Oh, I do in fact have the David's Tea iced tea pitcher.
Yeah,
literally in my fridge right now.
I want one. So like we're at the level of paraphernalia.
We've got the tea things.
Yeah, we got the tea things. Like we look.
I've got so much tea things. I'm making tea out of my own stuff that grows in my yard. That's how much tea things we got.
We're committed to it, but we're also committed to being slightly coffee snobs. And both you and I are starting to get to the point where we have paraphernalia levels of coffee equipment.
I was gonna say I don't, and then I remembered I have an espresso machine. So like, never mind. Sorry, I retract that unspoken statement. I retract that thought.
Don't even with me, Mal.
I'm like, I don't have an AeroPress. I don't have a Chemex. I just have like ye old French press and a really big fancy espresso machine that takes up a good lot of counter space. Never mind.
And a milk frother.
Yeah. That one was a gift. Didn't buy it for myself. I bought the other stuff. Never mind. Carry on. Carry on. Yep. Coffee snobs.
Yep. So long as we acknowledge what we are, that's the important part. So this mint tea is freaking amazing. That's a really good mint tea. And the tea bags are that wonderful super fine mesh. Like that super fine fabric mesh. So it steeps like a dream. I could probably just show you guys because it doesn't really matter. I don't know if it's available anywhere else. We found it at my local Safeway.
It's probably available in other places.
If
it's available at Safeway.
If it's in a grocery store, it's probably available. But it's that really, really good triangle mesh design.
The pyramid-y ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
those
those
are just
ones. I like the Mighty Leaf tea brand comes in those as well, or at least it did at one point.
Yeah. It steeps so well. Of all of the tea bag shapes, this is my favorite tea bag shape.
It's more fun than a rectangle.
I find it steeps better. Like the tea is stronger.
Well, the tea has more room to expand as well.
Yeah. So I really like that shape a lot. So there you go. I'm having some mint tea pigs tea today. Anyway, that was a really long worded conversation to explain what I'm drinking. We got there.
I made myself some iced tea. So I've got I steeped some lemon balm from the yard in aforementioned David's tea iced pitcher thing. Iced tea pitcher thing.
I want an iced tea pitcher and I want a cold brew pitcher. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And then I threw in some frozen berries instead of ice cubes. So I have lemon berry tea with a few flower petals for
experimental purposes.
Fragrance.
Sure.
It gives it there's definitely a slight floral aroma.
Okay.
It's nice. It doesn't affect the flavor in the slightest, but it smells really nice.
Well, the lemonade I made last night from the one lemon I thawed on the stovetop during the day went over so well in my mouth palate that I did it again. So I pulled one frozen citrus from the freezer, zested the outside part.
The processing mouth palate? Whatever you said.
Made my mouth palate happy. My mouth palate happy.
That's a sentence. Okay, carry on.
That's a sentence. So I have a lot of lemon zest in a Ziploc bag right now in my freezer. Like a lot, because I zested yesterday's lemon too. So I think I have to make lemon brownies today.
I also think you have to, and I think you need to somehow get some over here.
Sure. And by somehow get them over there, you mean email you the recipe?
I mean, that's probably the most efficient, but then I'd have to make them.
I would feel sorry for you, but I don't. You have the time, my dear. You have the time.
I do.
Yeah.
It still won't happen.
Yeah. At an espresso machine, so I really don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah. I'll just be over here deserving no sympathy whatsoever.
With your milk frother and your espresso machine and your coffee deliveries.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Anyway, we're both way too warm in the temperature departments, so I know we don't have cool threads at the moment.
There are 0 cool threads, so we can get right into what we're working on.
Excellent. We have an equal number of projects, don't we?
We do, in fact.
Oh, you know what we should mention?
What?
If you haven't watched last week's episode, you guys should. There's a giveaway going on right now, and I don't want you guys to miss out on that.
Yes, very important.
Watch last week's episode. Post haste.
I even put a chapter marker where we talk about the giveaway.
Good.
So you can just go watch that bit.
Yeah. If you're one of those people that doesn't have an exceedingly large amount of time to consume undoubtedly the various number of podcasts you watch, because I know we watch a lot.
And we're keeping that open until our live episode next week?
Well, not even next week. It might be Sunday for us, but it's Wednesday when this goes up. So literally this coming Sunday for everybody.
A few days from now.
Yeah. This coming Sunday for everybody. We'll be doing the draw. Yeah, the draw for the giveaway. Should be good. Oh, that was it. That's the only other thing I can think of that's like sort of time sensitive that we should talk about. Otherwise, I think we're good to go to talk about yarn. And because we have an equal number of projects, I'm going to mess with your head. You could go first.
Gonna make me go first. Okay.
How often do I get to do that? Like
never. Okay. I'm just start with the thing that I held up in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So this is the Cobra Sweater, perhaps infamous Cobra Sweater. that was requested by my niece and then put off by me, and then finally in a hurry knit for my niece and finished. It is completely finished. However, in my great wisdom, I decided that the stockinette body of this sweater was a great time to try out a new knitting technique, trying to knit faster, and it changed my gauge tighter. So the stockinette body of the sweater is about a size smaller than the possibly the body of the sweater is notably smaller than the colorwork part of the sweater. Like the gauge on the colorwork part is definitely looser. So I need to do a little bit of surgery. So this is a top-down sweater, so let me talk about it like this. I'm going to try to preserve my colorwork at the bottom. So I've put in some needles on there. And then 2 or 3 rows from this perspective below this, I'm going to cut the yarn so that I can unravel the body back to this set of needles that's up here just under the armpits.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I'm going to re-knit all of this and Kitchener the bottom back on.
And when does your niece arrive for her visit?
Hold that thought. I have a countdown going. As of recording, 17 days.
Oh my God, Diana.
Yeah. You know, I like a challenge. Oh, she also requested a Sylveon amigurumi that I haven't even bought the yarn for yet, so we're doing great.
You are so solidly into Jocelyn level challenge right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So I have succeeded in picking up all of my stitches.
Of course.
And having, one small freak out so far. So I'm going to have at least one more small freak out and then one really big one when I actually cut the yarn.
Yes.
And then the unraveling and the knitting will be fine.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So that's where that's at. I don't remember the designer. The original pattern is the Copperhead tee. I modified the charts a little bit because my niece wanted cobras. And what else was I going to say about this? Oh, yarn. Yarn is from Fireweed Fiber Co. I don't remember. I want to say like Harvest Night or something for the
Harvest
blue.
Moon.
Harvest Moon? Harvest something for the blue. And I believe Latte for the snakes.
Okay.
And that's the DK weight.
At least it's DK weight.
Yeah, so that'll knit faster. And I have a limited amount of this yarn. I have a little bit more of the blue, but also knitting it looser will make it shorter.
Yes.
Which is fine because it's like full on dress length on her right now, so it can stand to be a little bit shorter. That's fine.
A couple inches lost in length is not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, like if it ends up being like, yeah. She's not that long. She's long, but she's not that long. So we've got room to shrink a little bit.
Good.
It just needs to get wider because in my infinite wisdom, I knit tighter for a good chunk of the sweater because that was really smart of me.
But did you knit faster?
It was a poor choice. I do not recommend trying to learn a new knitting technique when you have a deadline and you're only doing it on part of a sweater that really needs to fit. Especially when you don't have the intended recipient of said sweater around to try it on.
Fair.
Because said recipient lives in another province.
Mm.
So that's where that's at. In theory, next week, it will be in the process of being reknit. I have to cut my knitting and I'm scared. I mean, I suppose worst case, because I've definitely picked up the stitches properly, that the snake part won't unravel. So absolute worst case, I end up having to knit the bottom color work as well. Like that unravels and I have to reknit that and it's just a mess. And worst case, I'm reknitting from the snakes down and I don't get to Kitchener on my bottom color work.
I'm not letting you off this call till you've cut your yarn. You can, in theory, be working on it by next week with 17 days. You need to be half done by the end of this week, because next week you'll have also all the prep work for the arrival of guests, which is always additional cleaning. You don't have theoretical time anymore, my love. And I will hold your
But
hand.
theoretically in my head, I have so much time.
You do not. You do not. You do not. I love you. You do not have time for gaps anymore.
I have so much theoretical time in my head.
We all do.
I have boundless time in my head.
Oh,
in my head, days are like 40 hours long, and I can knit for all of them.
In my head, I can.
Which is absolutely not true.
That's like me in my head thinking I can do an entire yoke of a fingering weight sweater in a week. I know I can't, but in my head I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boundless theoretical time.
Ugh. But no, I'll stay on the call, but you need to snip your yarn today. I'll be here for you for that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We had some whip sprints on the Saturday because it was the last Saturday of the month yesterday. And I did some work knitting because, yeah, I need to do work knitting. I worked on my Endless Summer Adventure Cardi, which is a super drapey summer throw over cardigan pattern design I'm working on that will coordinate with my Endless Summer Adventure Shawl, which I've already designed. So I did exactly 1.5 rows in 25 minutes. Guys, it's going around me and it's a drapey cardigan. There's a lot of stitches. I'm not a small human, and I don't care that I'm not a small human. I just get annoyed at how long rows take on bodies and fingering weight yarn.
Yeah.
A lot.
Why adults gotta be so big?
I know. It's that back 40 drives me nuts sometimes. So this is my front panel and my back panel, and I've built in the button band as we go. So I also have the button band depth too. So it does serve a purpose. I don't have to pick up and do a button band. There's no purling so far. I don't think I have any purling in the pattern at all.
That's all right.
I don't. And I'm slowly making length on my body. So slowly. This is super, super sparkly purple yarn. I can hold it close to the camera so you can see the sparkle, which I will do, but it will mess with the white layer, with the white contrast. So back here, you can tell it's a really pretty sparkle purple.
It's very pretty purple.
But up here, when it messes with everything and I kind of go yellow, you can see the sparkle.
Yes, very sparkle.
Yeah. So
I love it.
There we go. Not a ton of progress because again, they're 25-minute sprints and there's a very long rows at the moment. The body will drag. Doing sweaters this way, the body drags. But when you get to that top half and you're doing your top front sections and your back section, because you've been doing the whole body for so long, it feels like they just whoosh. You know?
Yep.
Whoosh.
Oh, I could use some whoosh right now.
I could use some whoosh. So there we go. A little bit of progress. I need to make some more progress. I need to make progress on a lot of things in my life. I need to have less paperwork and more knitting time. That's what I need. Less paperwork, more knitting time.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm. Right. I'll blow my nose and then you're up. You could be lying on the coffee table in front of the air conditioning unit. You don't have to be right here.
But you're talking to yourself, therefore you need company.
Apparently.
And I got 2 stitches left and then I can pick up the thing.
That's right.
Okay. Come here, thing. I have too many things on this desk is what's going on here. Okay.
I didn't even put this in a bag. And I have problems.
rounds did I get to? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Wow. All right. Everybody, what's the word? You want to shame me? You want to be disappointed in me? I don't know. One of those words.
To smile at the realities of what time is versus what you think it is.
Yeah, basically. So that Stegosaurus, the Stego Sweater test knit, I have done a grand 4 rows.
4 rows
this week. 4 rows. Okay, we only just got the full pattern like a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And it doesn't need to be done for a whole month still.
Uh-huh.
And I'm almost done with the Stegosaurus part of the Stegosaurus yoke chart. So this should theoretically speed up real soon because I keep discovering. I'll hold this up while I'm at it. I keep discovering that I've done the previous row just like a little bit wrong. Like I've shifted part of the row, but like consistently. Like the second half of the row on every single repeat was like shifted by a stitch and I had to fix it. So you have to drop down and fix every stitch that's wrong. And I keep having to do that, which is why this is taking so freaking long. It's a me problem. It is not a pattern problem. The pattern is great. The pattern continues to improve with every iteration because it is a test knit. The pattern is fine. I am the problem.
Okay. So long as you acknowledge the problem has occurred between the computer screen and the chair.
Oh, it absolutely has. But we can see we have all the spikies and they've got little heads now and then little tail spikies. So I'm into the legs. I'm into the bottom part. This is really hard to do when I'm mirrored.
They're really cute.
I'm into the leg part. The chart is getting significantly easier because it's just a lot more of this Dot's background with his little legs.
Okay.
And then the entire body of the sweater is stockinette. There's another round of the feet, but the feet didn't give me near as much grief as the Stegosauruses have been giving me. Stegosauruses? Stegosauri.
I don't know what the plural for a Stegosaurus is.
What's the plural for Stegosaurus?
It's not in my repertoire of things to know. Do you want to talk about the implications of a discovery of the Book of Hours from Thomas Conwell? No? Okay, cool. A couple of historians have proposed that one of the books in obviously a collection in England is actually Thomas Cromwell's copy of the Book of Hours, which is a book for Catholic prayers.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would be huge. It matters to like nobody outside of the historic community.
I will take your word for it. This is a very dashing hat, I think.
It is
very
a
dapper.
dashing hat. Because you see him in a portrait holding a very bejeweled, like gemstones in the cover, bejeweled levels of bejeweled Book of Hours. Because books are very rare, very expensive, and if you're very, very wealthy, you put rubies on your covers. It's just how it's done.
As you do. I do that with all of my books.
Absolutely. So it's if it works out and it's true and they are able to prove it. It would be huge. It would be huge. Huge. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but that's not my problem. I just get to read along for fun and see how it happens. Yeah. That's right. I'm excited about a book.
I'm excited about knit Stegosauruses. Yarn. What yarn was I using? Estelle double knit. That's what I was using. It's an acrylic wool blend in purple for the main color. And despite how the top of the sweater looks, I swear that most of the sweater is going to be purple by the end of it.
That's right.
It's just a little bit inverted for the top of the sweater.
I like that it inverts.
The sandy beige color for the Stegosauruses. So that's very, Very slowly coming along. So slow. It sits there and judges me daily.
I'm glad it's judging you, I guess. All right, I'm warm.
So much judgment.
I'm gonna take my cardigan off. Another thing that I did in the whip sprints yesterday was casting on my Como top. We're at that stage where I've knit just enough that it's curling, but not enough for it not to look like a super curly mess.
Ooh, curly mess.
Curly mess. So you could do the bottom of your Como top two ways. You can either have it as they say double knit, which is like a folded hem, or you can do stock, or you can do ribbing. I did not want to do ribbing. I did not want to do ribbing. So I am doing the folded hem technique that they described. So right now I have stockinette curling up on myself because I haven't knit enough to do the fold yet. As it is.
Most annoying part.
I went up on my gauge swatch. So my initial gauge swatch was on a 4mm, and I had way too many stitches. I was getting 26 stitches over 4 inches, and I needed to get 20 stitches over 4 inches. So we hopped up to a 6mm. I did a pseudo swatch, which means I did enough to confirm that so long as I'm not aggressively blocking it, I'm on gauge. I did. So I ripped that out and I immediately cast on. So I am making the Como top out of Lichen and Macarac from Ancient Art Yarns. I have my initial swatch here, which showcases the color freaking gorgeously. If I can figure out which way is the stockinette side out, so you guys can see that lichen and lace color.
Pretty.
It's so
do something with mine.
That's a personal problem. I'm super glad. So this is my first project for the summer solstice craft with us, which started on the 20th because I was busy on the 21st, which is actually when the solstice was. It happens. So, needless to say, I have miles of knitting in the round of a body to do because it is bottom up, and then I get to do the fun V-neck shaping. I'm so hopeful. I'm so hopeful because if the pattern works out, I will have a lightweight summer knitted tank top. And if it only takes a ball or 2 balls of yarn, just imagine the colors I could make it in fingering weight variegated yarns.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that make for an amazing tank top collection?
Yes.
Yes. Even if I want to later on make one as dense as this, once I've made one of them, I can start playing around with the stitch counts and the density of the tank top itself. So it's experimental time. I'm very excited. I have my hair up in the business ponytail level. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where it's just high enough to be off your neck, but not so high that the volume of hair is going to give you a headache. So I feel like I should be cleaning my tub or something. Like this is the ponytail height when I'm ready to scrub floors. My brain is very confused. It's actually what I'm working on while we record is this, because I would really like to get to the point where I do the folded rim section and stop having this curly thing occurring. Because I get stressed. I'm like, no, I'm twisted a stitch and it's a Mobius. I'm not twisted a stitch. It's not a Mobius thing. It's fine, I don't think. From all my checks, it's fine. But you don't know for sure till you do that fold. And you have enough that you can see that it's not twisting. Even though you, like, if you're like me, you like triple check to make sure you don't have twisted stitches.
Oh, yeah. Because gosh, that's no idea. Like 5 rows in and then realize, oh.
And it happens even if you triple check, but you triple check and you do the best you can. So my fabric is so loose and drapey. Like, oh, oh, if this works out, oh my God, I'm going to buy so much two skein variegated yarn and make, which are essentially $60 tank tops, but I don't care. I don't care. It'll be so nice. Or I could take one skeins that I have and find a nice contrast and make striped tank tops.
Yes. That would also be gorgeous.
Wouldn't it be great? So I'm really hoping that the Como top pattern designer is Pickles. I'm really hoping that it turns out well so it can become like a staple pattern for me. Should be great.
In the vein of tank tops for our summer solstice knit with us. I guess I could talk about mine.
You could. I gotta blow my nose again before you do that. So of course, I was fine till we started recording, as usual.
Yeah, you're
I'm even fine on the lives.
Just allergic to podcasting.
Ridiculous. All right, you're good.
Okay, why is this all weird and loose? There we go. I have casted on my summer secret crop.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a cropped tank top. We're starting off with a stripe of ribbing in the Borg colorway from Fireweed Fiber Co. So that's all green and black, like acid green and down to black. All nice and borgy.
All nice and borgy.
And then that is getting striped with goldfinch, American goldfinch. Also from Fireweed Fiber Co. Gosh, that's glowing on camera. I love it so much. This color is bringing me so much joy. It's yellow with little like micro stripes of black. It's so good.
Spots
and there's
of
like
black?
A little
hints of black. Hints of
and
black.
then like little speckles of orange and white.
Yeah.
It looks like a goldfinch. But they stripe together so great. Like just look at that gauge swatch. They stripe together so good. I'm so happy.
So
I let our Patreon folks choose my colors for me.
And
they chose good.
I come back from like leaving the screen because I think I had to like refill my water or something for the Patreon knit, and I come back and they're like, you're moving around your office and hold up different colors, different votes are going on, and I'm like, what in the world did I just walk into? When I left, everyone was sitting. I'm very confused.
So this is going to be lots of boring roundy round knitting with some increases for fit, and that's great. It's nice and simple. The gauge is huge. Like,
yeah,
this is a heckin' loose gauge.
Yes, it is.
Like, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to wear under this because it is see-through. But it's going to be nice and airy on hot summer days, and it should be a pretty quick knit.
Good.
I'm just going to reassemble this all back into its bag. Given the other deadlines that I have going on, this is probably not going to get terribly much progress on it for the next couple of weeks. But I have until September to finish it, even though I really want to finish it earlier, so I can actually wear it during the summer when it's hot enough to wear something with this loose of a gauge.
You see that like on the 1st of September, all of a sudden the temperatures crash and it's not still hot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch me finish it like the day before it gets cold.
In late October.
I don't think that'll happen though. I'm very excited to work on it. I have been holding off starting this exact thing
forever
since last fall when I discovered the pattern. So I'm very excited to work on it. I just have other deadlines right now. So this is taking a back seat.
First up is that Cobra Sweater.
Yes. And then I got to do a Sylvian amigurumi, and oops, those needles need to go back in there so I don't lose them.
And a Stego Sweater.
And then I got to do Stego Sweater, and there's our secret craft off crafting.
It's true. It's true.
I have deadlines. And I imagine the nephew might have a Pokemon amigurumi request after I finish the Sylvian.
Probably.
Right, alas.
Let's suppose it means it's me again, isn't it?
Yep.
2 more to go. You know the thing where you fold up your knit real pretty and then you have to be careful when you pick it up? I did exactly 3 rows on this week, which means I'm down
progress
to 2 rows on my Midnight Breeze Shawl design. They're very long rows. It's a schlenken. I love it. I'm very happy with it. Are shawls this large for everybody? No, I know they're not for everybody. This is for me. I don't even get to keep this one. My mommy's claimed it. That's super fine. I love my mommy. I have no problems with this. And it's in acrylic, so she can have it, right? Sometimes I do stuff in wool, which I can't give to her because she's really allergic to wool. So I happily continue work on finishing up my Midnight Breeze, which is a top-down triangle shawl that will have tassels. You don't have to do tassels if you don't want to do tassels. I like tassels, so I put tassels on mine. Well, I will when I'm done. So working on this. It's hard to see the pattern in the bottom of it because it is a knit purl pattern on a variegated yarn. You can see it in person just fine, and I know you people will be able to see it in person just fine because I can almost make out the pattern visually, which tells me it's very clear in person. But cameras are not picking it up worth a darn. So I don't know how I'm going to photograph it so that the moon shows up, because the bottom of this is actually got a giant crescent moon going across the bottom of it.
I can kind of sort of see it.
Yeah.
It's going to really depend on the lighting.
I'm going to have to fiddle with the lighting pretty hard once I get this to get the photos and stuff done. So I'm so close. I'm so close. Then I'm gonna have to get up stupendously early one day to take photos. Because this is a very large shawl. And I need photos.
It's really pretty.
I need photos. So I'm making mine out of, I will have technically heavily dipped into a 3rd ball of Red Heart Sparkle Roll with it in the diamond colorway to finish this once I'm done. So I think it is because I work on this in the evening in front of the air conditioning unit on the couch. I fall asleep a lot. Guys, there's very little to no caffeine in my life. I have to be very, very judicious with my use of caffeine because I have incredibly small tolerance levels for it before I have panic attacks. So it is not uncommon for me to be sleeping on the couch by 8 o'clock. Which is not the end of the world. But as I need to get this done, it's a bit of a nuisance. So I, as always, live in eternal hope that somehow I will turn out around and it'll magically be done. I know that's not how it works, but all right. I have one more project to go, so you must have one more project to go.
I do indeed. I have 5 more stitches on this round, and then I can show you what I've been working on while we record, because I don't remember if it existed last week.
Okay. I have to be careful because like I reach off camera. Oh man, I reach off camera to get what I'm working on, but then I accidentally like get tangled up in some secret crafting stuff.
Oh, don't do that.
Which is also off camera. So then I'm trying to unwind myself off camera. Life is complicated.
I cast on my 2nd Scrappy Stripey Striping Sock.
Oh, good.
I don't think I had done that last week. I feel like I did that very early this week.
No, you had not done that last week. You kept saying
so I have the toe done. Well, I finally did it. So I finally have some roundy knitting for recording because I didn't have that. And it was bothering me. And hey, my nails kind of match this. That works out really nicely. I wasn't even trying. So I have the toe. I have picked this self-striping blue bit of scrap and this, well, it's the end of a gradient, but a slightly marled, and it was a gradient that I used it in the other sock. It's the, in the first sock, it's the not dark blue color. That really doesn't help. Anyway, I used it in the foot of the other sock. So I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it up in the foot of this sock with some other yarn that I don't know. It's probably going to look terrible together, and I don't care. The point of these is to use up some scrap sock yarn because oh my gosh, do I ever have a lot of that? And I thought it would look cute if they were striped together.
Good.
And the little progress keeper is marking absolutely no progress whatsoever. It's just marking the front of the sock.
There comes a point in the toe of a sock that you have to put the front side on and just leave it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to stay there until I have a heel.
Yeah.
And then, well, I mean, I guess when we're done recording that, then it will start tracking progress.
That makes sense.
But that's, yeah. So that's going to be the second completely not matching pair shorty sock. What heel did I do with these? I think I did an even heel with these. I think I did.
No idea anymore. I have no idea anymore.
Oh, you know what? I think this is the yarn that I used for the heel in the other sock. So there, okay. They're siblings, cousins. They're cousins. They're cousins.
Yeah, because twins would be matching, siblings would be close but not quite. Cousins would be, well, like you used the same yarn in both socks.
Yeah, it's got like more or less. It's got some of the same yarn.
Yeah,
in kind of the same arrangement.
Yeah,
cousins. I have cousin socks.
You have cousin socks.
All right, that was my last project.
Oh, I explained it. All right. The edge of my nose is really itchy, and I don't know why. That may be why I'm sneezing so much today.
Oh dear.
There's nothing on the edge of my nose. Oh boy, it's itchy.
And there's like a mysterious nothing.
Well, if it was itchy right where the zits try to grow at the end of my nose, that would make more sense. But it's itchy beside my zits growing. I'm like, really? Why there?
My elbow clicked. Doesn't normally do that.
Or bad.
I don't know. I think it was good. I think that feels better.
Stretch.
That's why my arm's been hurting all week.
Top shoulders. Oh yeah. That feels better. Old? Oh well, I know I'm old. But yeah.
I'm marginally less old.
Yeah,
only a little.
You still count as old. You're good. Don't worry about it.
I know.
You're also old.
I know. Dancing on the edge of being uncool with the niece and nephew.
I hate to tell you, if you think you're dancing on the edge of uncool, you're uncool.
Well, I still get hugs, and they still seem to think I'm cool. They're very excited to see me still.
That's fine. You can you can be an uncool adult and still be wanted in children's lives.
Okay. Well, in that case, maybe I'm already uncool.
Yeah. They can still love you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're cool. Isabella's just about
how to be cool
on the other end of you can't. Once they hit preteens, you are not cool again until they're in their 20s. It's just how life works.
Do I get any immunity from distance and being aunt?
Nope.
No.
Nope. You are uncool once they hit puberty till they're in their 20s, and you just, like all other adults in their existence, have to survive this phase of their evolution because oh my god, teenagers. They make great adults when they're done. Look at this ball of sweet romance yarn. The cake it
looks like a berry. I want to eat it.
Tragic. It's just tragic, but that's okay. It is a delightful, what did I call it? An adult Valentine's Day color. Oh, sometimes my word choices. But I've started the toe of a second sock.
Yay!
Started the toe of a second sock. Do I have a full toe yet? No, I do not. Should this sock be fast knit? My second sock is always faster to knit. Don't know why, just is. I want to go back to socks 2 at a time after this, but I cast on. I cast on, and I'm almost done a toe. That's
Socks
it,
2 at a
guys.
time. It's the way to go. Otherwise, I'd be done these socks right now.
I know, and I don't know why I got off doing socks, like why I stopped doing my vanilla socks 2 at a time, because I was doing them 2 at a time for a while. And then for some reason I stopped, and I don't know why I stopped. I should not have stopped. Should not have stopped. Should not have stopped. And I think I've got some sock yarn prepped to be cast on for 2 at a time when I'm done this, which is great. Which is great. So they're going to become the sock number 2 in a shorty pair set that's too short for my feet. It's fine. I'm going to put them on other people's feet and find feet that they fit and gift them away. So it's not the end of the world. And it also gives me an excuse to buy more of that Sweet Romance colorway, which is from Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. Guys, if you've not heard us wax poetically about our love of Erin, we have a coupon code that you can use at her store. It's called,
first of all, where have you been? But
where have you been? Yeah. Second, don't forget, if you're buying stuff from her, if you qualify, like if the purchase qualifies for the coupon code, you can use Northern Knits 1010 and save yourself 10% off, which, like, in today's economy, is really helpful. Really helpful, especially because she's got her advent calendars.
Oh, I see.
And she's so excited about the colorways this year, she's keeping one of them. So I hope you've ordered your advent calendar.
Well, see, I only just now learned that they're available, so
where have you been? She put them out a while ago.
I don't know. I missed it, I guess.
We all know I'm getting one because, yes, if she's this excited about the colors, I need to own it.
Okay.
Whenever Erin gets excited and says you need to see the colorway, almost always a sweater quantity comes home. So I'm like, yes. Yes, I need that. I need that. Mostly because I keep seeing, because I've been crocheting small granny squares to make like that, one of those memory blankets for like my bedspread or couch throw, like whatever size I give up on. And I really want to do that with this year's advent. I want to crochet it all up, all the minis up into little squares.
Yeah.
And then I want to take I'm going to leave the full skein for an edge treatment, but then I want to find a nice color to frame all of them and frame all of those squares, and then use the full skein to make that border edge to make a blanket. And whatever size it happens to be when I'm finished, that's the size it is. Like, that's what I want to do with this year's advent. I just want to have a nice blanky. You know what I mean?
See, I'm hearing granny squares and I'm thinking patchwork cardigan.
Of course you are. Because that's where we're at in our lives.
That's where my brain is. I'm very into the patchwork cardigan trend.
That's fair. That's fair. You love them, you wear them, they look good on you. Why wouldn't you? It'd be crazy not to. I was Pickles, because I was looking at their other designs, has a bomber style jacket I think that you would really like, pattern wise. We'll talk when we're done recording, but I will share my screen is what I'll do. So, okay, so that's it. That's my last project that I worked on. I did really good, especially with the whip sprint week. Like, I kept it tight. Plus my secret crafting, but guys, that's a whole other thing, because the photos will go up Friday, Saturday to vote for next month's secret crafting, and Diane and I are both using this as an opportunity to cast on.
Is it the same thing that were one of our options?
No, I think we have different projects, but I know we're both giving cast on options. I mean, I'm only giving cast on options because of the time.
I'm deciding what my second thing is, but I definitely know what one of my things is.
But you for sure have one, you might have two, depends on what you end up deciding. So otherwise, I think that's it. We can move into wool gathering. I was gonna say woolly workings, but we just did that.
We did just do that.
I probably should have had real coffee today.
Do I have a word today?
Nope, I'm out of words.
Oh, we're out of words. Okay. I don't have to do words. If you would like to financially support these shenanigans, you may do so at patreon.com/northernitspodcast. Any level of support gets you access to our patron-only Discord server, where we are active at all hours of the day and the night, talking about all manner of things and enabling each other into all manner of things that we don't need, but which bring us very great deals of joy. And sharing many pictures of in progresses and finished things and choosing colors for each other for doing stuff. And it's a good time. You should join us.
We share dinners, desserts, spinning, sewing.
There are many pretty pictures of yarn.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes pets.
Oh, pets too. Yeah, that's a thing.
What else is going on?
I am totally doing... I'm going to cast on. I'm going to have a new start Monday this week just because I don't have time. I don't care. We've got live events that are upcoming and ongoing and things that are happening, and we're almost at the start of the new month, so let's do some announcements. Yeah.
All the stuff and things that are happening for the next month.
It occurs to me right now that I forgot to post the calendar for June's scheduled lives. Whoops. End of June. Guys, I'll try to remember for next month.
Yep. Just, get back on the wagon for next week. Not month, week, month, year, day. What? Hi.
What? Time.
What is time? Time is a construct.
What are words?
I question that daily.
Construct. So, with the July just around the corner, we've got some things upcoming and going on. For the 1st of July, because neither one of the two of us are big fireworks display people, but heavily advocate the use of barbecuing and cake in the summer times, are going to do a Canada Day live. We're going to just chill out here together with all of you guys on YouTube. And we're going to talk Tour de Fleece, which starts on the 1st of July. And possibly do some spinning.
I'm going to work on getting that e-spinner empty for you.
I would really appreciate that. I'm going to finish watching some stuff on Turkish drop spinning on YouTube and try to be prepped so I can do some Turkish drop spinning because I have that Turkish drop spindle. So I'm going to do that. I've pulled out my spindles, figured out where everything is. That or I'm going to ply. Like, what are the two things that are going to happen during the live? Because I've got to ply a bunch of yarn I have on my Lazy Kate that I need to get the spindles free. Whatever, drop bobbins. I need to unload the bobbins because it's definitely been resting for more than 24 hours. So, we're good to ply. I don't mind plying via the drop spindle. I don't find it difficult, if that makes sense. I find it relaxing.
Have I ever plied with a drop spindle?
I've always plied.
Sure if I have.
Yeah, you did the one time we were at the Manitoba Fiber Festival.
Oh, I did. I plied something.
Yeah, you were plying with your drop spindle. I don't remember what, but I remember that you plied.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
So
shows how much spinning I do.
So if you're free on Canada Day, you guys should join us. Like all other national holidays, it's got its own baggage. It is what it is. It's neither good nor bad. But we want to celebrate, and this is how we're choosing to do so. Then Sunday, literally the next day, the 2nd of July, we'll be live for the monthly live. We will do the draw for the giveaway from Midnight Cravings. We will do the catch up on our secret craft off for the month. We will let everybody know what has won for secret craft off for the month of July. So keep an eye out on Instagram so you guys can vote this weekend and have your say as to what it is I cast on and what it is Diana works on. Then, that upcoming Thursday the 6th, I will be live with Louise talking about the capelet progress. That's the other thing you should do. You should put your capelet as the other option.
Oh, as the secret crafting?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you should do. Then that gives you an excuse to cast it on.
It's true. I go as far as winding the yarn.
We're creeping closer, people. So we'll have our first check-in with the capelet. Both me and Louise said progress because we were casting on. I'm not that crazy. I mean, I have my moments of over the top, but that seemed even over the top for me. I like to do things in hard mode, not God mode. There's a difference. Video game people will understand. Video game people will understand.
It's hard mode, not hardcore mode?
Yeah, pretty much. Then
the one with permadeath?
Oh my God, permadeath. We've got a couple of upcoming Patreon things. As usual, the second last Saturday of the month will be the Patreon knit in. If you are not a Patreon member, Diana does a delightful spiel. The tiers and information are set up on Patreon so you can see what each tier level would get you as far as extras. I think I did all of that right.
Sounds right.
I did all of that right. So you literally have till the Saturday morning if you decide you want to join us. Because I don't send out the link till an hour before the live. So like I give everybody as absolutely as long as possible to decide. And that is a perk for the people who are in the 2 Skein Club. What else do I have going on? Whip spreads will be the last Saturday in July. And I think that's it. I think July is a pretty light month. Which, you know, July is usually when all the big prep starts for Christmas. My case, Halloween, because there's the Christmas in July, which is a thing.
There's 182 days until Christmas.
Yeah.
As of recording.
Let's start shocking people.
So it's a few less by the time you're seeing this. And 127 until Halloween.
Again, I don't have enough time.
Again, less when you're seeing this.
Oh, Lord. All right. Which only leaves one thing. The June tweed DK weight club yarn.
Yes.
The love of Erin continues. She did a Buffy club sock colorway theme this year. Both me and Diana went, we cannot justify more sock yarn. And then she went, oh, but I have it on DK and on DK tweed. And we went, oh.
Well, that just solves that problem, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we were going to get the sock club anyway. Like it was, even though both of us don't need, I knew both of us would, but the tweed gave us an excellent alternative to go with. And we happily jumped on that bandwagon. So because it is literally the tail end of June, we don't have a problem showing. We don't do it at the start of the month because people get their stuff mailed to them. So like things show up on different dates. But this month is called I'm Under Your Spell. But here's the colorway. Look at it.
Finish that stitch. Okay.
Just look at that yarn.
It's so pretty. It's like a pinkish brownish, but with some like deeper pinks and some greens.
I'm making mittens.
I should just watch this episode the other week.
Did you?
The musical episode?
Okay.
Just like last week, I think.
I'm gonna make some mittens out of this.
I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this, but it's lovely.
Well, remember that grab bag I got? I need to know in grams how many grams it takes to make a pair of mittens. DK weight mittens for my hand size. Because then I can calculate and spread that gram cost across all 6 skeins. Sure, put it on your head. Things that make my brain go, huh? Once I've got the gram cost across 6 skeins, I can take that 6 skein grab bag that works really pretty together, and I can make the mittens and obviously do a pattern with them, something simple that's easy to do with that much color going on. And I can have sort of colored mittens that would also match a headband and a cowl.
Okay.
See where I'm going here,
needs
right?
To come off my head now.
So that's what I'm doing. So I needed a test skein for weighing measurement purposes. And hey, look, this will make a really pretty pair of mittens.
I still like my faded sweater idea. I don't know what sweater that's going to be. It'll be something. Maybe I'll design something. Oh my God. Can you imagine if I actually designed something?
Given how much it is like pulling teeth to get you to do the work for the thing we're working on, yes.
Yeah.
It amuses me greatly.
Yeah.
Primary purpose being that, well, yes, a faded sweater would be amazing. This is not a good colorway for me to be wearing in a sweater. But as a pair of mittens very far away from my face in the wintertime or in the fall when you just want a pair of DK weight mittens, it absolutely makes sense because then we're not quite so close to my face. So, well, yes, not that specific color combination because it's not excellent near my face. However, do I want
colorwork mittens?
Yeah.
Where the contrast color is like yellowish off-white.
Yeah.
With that color.
Yeah.
It'd be so pretty.
Yeah. And
Okay.
let's be honest, we're at the height of summer right now. We don't want anything in our laps. If we're working on mittens and socks, we're prepping for fall. When is when we're going to pick up our cardigans and sweaters anyway? Right now, it's crop tops and tank tops and summery things because that's just the season we're in. Just makes sense. And capelets. Just wait. I love the capelet so much. Are you doing the Midnight Slayer or did you pick a different capelet?
I think I'm going to do that one.
Okay.
I believe that was the one we were looking at when we picked colors.
I think so. Look at this. My dad got lip gloss on a carabiner.
Why?
I don't know, but he doesn't use lip gloss, so I sent it home with me. He didn't get one. He got 2 lip glosses on carabiners.
That feels like a very specific audience.
It is. I don't know what it was. He also got a mini first aid kit, and knowing how classy I am, it should not shock you that I am now the proud owner of a mini first aid kit that fits in my purse. Because of the whole family, I should be the one who owns a mini first aid kit that fits in my purse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not graceful, folks. I'm not graceful. All right. But I think that's it. That wraps it up. We're done for the week.
Cool.
In which case, I'm going to say until Sunday, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget
to knit.
All right. Gird your loins. We're going to cut that yarn.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish this round.